up, Jay Dizzle? Yeah, it's on tonight. You can best believe that. It's on tonight. That right there. Hello, Camille Shepard. How you doing? You on early tonight. Outstanding. Man, I can't even complain too much, man. But I have had an eventful day. I'll tell you about it in the morning. That right there. Jay Dizzle, did you get them steps in today? Yeah, that's right. That right there. We will not conform until you reform. It's about that time, baby, baby. Oh yeah. Here we go. Here we go.
The Sinclair Show is on.
It is on.
Run it with your friends. Come on.
Come on.
It's a moment of the show tonight. Mailbag is tight. Sinclair is on the mic.
Once again, it's so you still going your home. Got your music on right or wrong. Send your letters to the show so we can talk you through. Give the answers to your questions because we see that truth. Sometimes you doubt yourself, lost your health. Faith is on the fence. You believe that Jesus knows you well. Keep a moving spirit flowing because we're here to provide someone to lean on when you're falling. Wednesday 8 and 9 and it's on.
Once again, it's on. You are listening to the only morning show at the nighttime hour. That's right. It is the Sinclair Show where we do it, get it in, get it out, talk about it. Whatever you got on your mind, we will talk about in the 59.5 minutes that we have to chit chat with each other. Every now and again, of course, we'll go a little bit longer for you because you all are the valued listeners. Now, don't get it twisted. I still be trying to respect y'all's space because I know it's prime time. There's something funny I was talking to somebody about not long ago, and I said, many of you all have been with me for 6-7 years. We've been doing this thing, and it's prime time, baby. That's what time we on. This is the time when y'all could be watching all kind of crazy stuff, but it don't matter. We're here together. This is how we get down. This is what we're going to do. We're going to have fun tonight. I do want to thank all of you all and continue to send your mailbag questions and comments to sinclairtalk@outlook.com. I'm going to continue to address as many as possible each night that I get on the air. That right there. How about that? Is that all right with y'all? Because it's all right with me. All right, let me see who was on first tonight. And before I even call the first name out, let me say this. Some of you all who recently are joining, you might be watching on YouTube, you might be watching on Twitch, you might be watching on Instagram, you might be watching on the local TV channels. And when it seems like some people get shout outs and some people don't, it's because when I come to you all, I'm not coming to you all through those individual platforms. I'm coming to you all through a platform that extends it out to all of them. Generally, I will only see the comments. If you say something to me on Facebook, they'll generally instantly pop up. So if I don't give you a shout out while I'm on the air live, charge it to the fact that you probably didn't say anything. And if you go on Facebook, in order for me to see it, you got to say something to me. So give me a shout out. Be like, what's up, Sinclair? Tell me what your city is, whatever. I give your little city a shout out and turn your little city into a big city, because that's how I get down. Me and you all, the valued listener. First person on tonight was Jay Dizzle. What up, Johnny? Glad you in the house. Yeah, that right there. Then we had Camille Shepard. Always glad when you can join us. Let me see who else we got. We got Kiki Matthews. Aloha. She hitting y'all up all the way from Hawaii. That's how she get out. James Key. What he talking about? Oh, he want to send a congratulations out to Joel Embiid. Man, he ain't deserve it, but you know what? We got to rock with what they do. Ty Matthews, glad to see you. Annie Moore, of course, I'm glad to see you. Matter of fact, let me do my due diligence. I normally show y'all stuff because, you know, sometimes y'all see the names popping down at the bottom of the screen. Sometimes people think I just be shouting out who I want to, and that I don't show everybody equal love. Everybody want to get their face and name up on the screen, if you will. So I'm just rolling through the list of high rollers that came through for a brother tonight. That right there. See, there go Annie Moore. What's going on, Annie? So, they watchers like me, two sports watch pretty much all of. I don't even take no time away from is the NBA action and boxing. And so I tend to watch pretty much all NBA and boxing that comes on. I even got the little channel where I can put up like multiple games up there. I am a Laker fan, as y'all know. But if you're an NBA fan, the playoffs is lit right now. I'm talking, and the Lakers, y'all know I be having to catch them West Coast games. So that means when I get up early in the morning, I be sleepy. Like, y'all know how little kids be like, they sleepy, they be leapy. Yeah. Matter of fact, I went to visit some kids the other day. Y'all know how y'all know how Uncle Cindy Sin like to do. I like to go give back to the community. So I stopped by this one place the other day, right? And let me tell y'all something. Kids are as bad as they want to be. Little ones. I ain't talking about, you know, the big ones, yeah, they bad. Uh-oh, there go my mama. Hey, mama, what's going on? Yeah, so I stopped by, you know, because every now and then I stop by and read to the little kids. You know, I like to invest back in the community. I just stopped and I was looking at the kids, man, and them kids is bad. And it seemed like the only time they ain't bad is when they sleep. Y'all look, when the last time y'all walked by like a not a daycare, but like a like that stage right before kindergarten? I forgot what they call preschool or whatever they call it. And them kids is roughhousing. I'm gonna tell you, I walked in, right? Uh-oh, hold on, there go my homeboy right there. What's up, my brother? Benjamin Sizemore is all up in the house with us. That's how we get down. But yeah, let me tell y'all how the little kids did, right? Now, I walked in there, and yes, I have a presence about myself when I go around, but I'm going to see the little kids, so I'm just stopping through, right? You know, they know some of them know because they didn't see me before, why did he read or whatever. But man, I walked in the room, right? And it was like, I don't know if it was nap time or the stage before nap time. I don't even know what you call that, but they was sitting in the dark, right? So that was already the kind of look. It wasn't dark. You know, you had the light from the windows from the outside coming in, but wasn't no overhead lights on. So I walk up in there, stealthy as I am. Don't even laugh, people, because I'm gonna tell you something. When I popped up in the room, matter of fact, the instructor didn't even see me in there. So I walked in there real stealth like a ninja. Not the other N word. I said ninja. Man, come on, keep up, people. Anyway, I walk in there and little kids be looking at you, right? They don't say nothing. So let me let y'all know something. If something go down in one of these schools, don't depend on them kids to let y'all know that it's an intruder in there, because they ain't give up no alert signals. It was like they was on Team Sinclair. But anyway, so I stealthy walked my way into there, and I always like to go up to the instructors and let them know when I'm coming in, you know, because it's the right thing to do. No. Like preschool, I mean, and preschool. So mine was talking to the file, you know, student in type activity in particular that's eyeing me down. So I said, little girl. So I said, "How you doing?" doing? She's been popping back like I had said something wrong. So I waved at her. You know how you try to get their attention? Hey. She wasn't feeling none of that. You know, so I was like, all right, let me leave her on. So the little dude that was to the teacher's desk, I think them little dudes, they probably was, and then they stared at me the whole time. I was like, you know what? It's about time for me to get up from out of this particular room. I'm feeling some vibes like I might hate to elbow one of them or something, but I didn't. I kept my composure because I ain't know where they was coming from. So I'm just telling y'all, understand these little people, and that's what I'm gonna start calling them. I ain't even gonna call them kids. They like little people. Cause y'all, matter of fact, probably because y'all keep them in y'all business all the time at the house, they feel like they grown. And I think I told y'all, look, if y'all see me drinking, it's water. I'm on this thing. And to everybody that's down with the little completion and rest of you, and y'all been following me every day. Yeah, I'm walking that. That's how we getting down. So I want y'all to keep that in your heads. Hold on for a second. First of all, what's James talking about? James talks some danger. Bruh, there you go. Nikki Carter's in the house. How art thou, Nikki Carter? She came in with the pleasantries. Let's see what she talking about. What's in the cup? Water. Keep up, Nikki Carter. I said water. Y'all see, this why y'all kids be out there. Oh, and matter of fact, I'm going to tell y'all who I saw in this classroom too. Remember about 2 weeks ago, I told y'all might have been 2 or 3 weeks ago, I saw this video, right? Of this little dude in the classroom terrorizing the classroom. Now, for those of you who all that believe that the early childhood education industry is just an easy job to do, let me tell y'all something. I seen this little dude. I saw him on video then, but I had a chance to see him the other day, but he was asleep. And I started to drop one of them elbows off the top row on top of his shoulder and wake him up for all that heinous activity committing about 2 weeks ago. But when I saw him in the video 2 weeks ago, somebody took the little dude's snacks. I was in the classroom. I seen him go on the shelf. Knock everything down. Then I saw maybe 3 or 4, 5 at the most. They look young. They ain't even in kindergarten yet. He was in there terrorizing the place. And the instructor was back like this dude was a straight up 25-year-old serial killer. All the kids cleared back. Everybody standing up against the wall. He in there terrorizing the class. It's toe up. He turning over chairs. He doing it big. Then I seen him the other day. He in there looking like an innocent little angel in there straight with the nighty-night activity. Y'all know, because I ain't forget about what you did. And I'm looking at him like it's a plot. He might be fake sleeping. I started to kick the chair from under him on my way out, but I said I ain't want to cause no problem and overstay my welcome. So I'm just letting y'all know, every time you see a little kid that look cute, they ain't innocent. Some of them got that little demonism in them. You better recognize because they might come after you. Anyway, look, people, we got a lot to talk about tonight. Some serious issues and some stuff that I think you ought to know. Whatever, y'all have heard somebody drinking water before. Get out your feelings. All right, so let's start with this. And I almost feel sad about reading this one because kind of find out we had another one. Now, Jay Dizzle Johnny been telling y'all since the beginning of the year that we done had more mass shootings than anything. Well, we done had 2 in the last 24 hours. They had one in Texas, which I'll talk about. And before coming on the show, they tell me down in the ATL, y'all got a daggone person out there. There go our homeboy done popped on. Who could it be? Big Rod, what's going on? We was waiting on you. Yeah, they tell me the ATL had a mass shooting today too. He's still at large. I'm like, wow, that's how we getting down? They can't catch. And this one was a brother. Matter of fact, to all my white comrades, my Caucasian brothers and sisters, I just want to let you know, while we grieve and mourn with those who have lost their life, I know our white brothers and sisters is out there talking about, see what y'all get for always thinking it's us. All right, so Nikki Carter giving us an update. Yeah, Nikki Carter said they just arrested the ATL shooter. Now, let me say this as a disclaimer. Nikki Carter is not a news reporter. She do gossip a lot. I don't know her personally, so I can't tell you whether that's accurate. Can I get one person to validate for me on that? Now, I'm going to give her credit for as breaking the news on the show, but I don't know if it's accurate. Big Rod said he was there with his mom. He was where with his mom? That's an interesting. Big Rod, what you know? You know something we don't know? Somebody was there with their mom? All right, so if anybody can validate Nikki Carter's breaking news, breaking news. Nikki Carter has said that they just arrested the ATL shooter. Again, I do not know her credibility. She's been pretty consistent, but I ain't trusting her with the breaking news because I don't know her like that. But if I can get one more person to validate that the information she has provided is accurate, then Nikki Carter can get credit for it. Right now, it's an allegation by Nikki Carter that they've caught him. All right. James validated. Let me see. He was at the hospital with his mom when he started wilding. All right. Nikki Carter said, check CNN. Nikki Carter, you can't be the validating source for yourself. Can somebody else check this out? One of you law-abiding citizens. All right, so we're going to talk about that one in a minute. All right, so Big Rod said the shooter was there with his mother when he started shooting people. So now that since we already talking about the ATL and I don't have a lot of information, has anybody heard what set the shooter off in Atlanta? And again, to my Anglo-Saxon comrades, we do know he was a African-American young man. And the one down in Texas that we're going to talk about, he was a Latino. So the last 2 mass shootings, unless there's been another one since we got on air, the last 2 in the last 24 hours have both been minorities, one being an African-American male, the other one being a Latino male. James said they took too long to see him. Now, James, is that you being funny or is that the truth? Because now, and the reason why I'm asking that is, again, I don't have any foundation for it, but James saying the dude started shooting because he took too long to see his mom or see him or whatever. Wow. Now, I'll say this. To our first responders, our hospital workers, many of them, look, people understand these aren't easy jobs. Every time somebody come in, y'all have to understand in these medical facilities, they have protocols that they have to go. And trust me, I have been to the hospital and I remember one time I had a kidney stone. I went to the hospital. I was laying all on the floor in the emergency room. They still didn't move no faster. So I'm if you yourself, all right, let me see what we got right here. We got some more news. Nikki Carter said, so she can't get no backup. Nikki Carter, ain't nobody riding with you. All right. Big Rod said mental crisis and was trying to get meds. Okay. The hospital took too long to see him. All right. So let me say this, people. One, here are some steps. And let's just talk about this ATL incident. All right. Hold up. Ty done came up like she is really a reporter. She said authorities searched for nearly 8 hours after they said the 24-year-old Dion Patterson opened fire in the waiting room of Northside Hospital Medical, killing a 39-year-old woman and sending 4 others. Hold on. Sending 4 others to the hospital. Wasn't they at the hospital? Before fleeing in a vehicle he carjacked nearby. All right, so first of all, let me apologize to Nikki Carter. Well, hold on. Ty didn't say that they had caught him. Anyway, we're just going to give Nikki Carter credit for something. But if you go to the hospital, I need you to go with some patience. And I ain't talking about being a patient. I'm talking about having some patience. Here's why. Just because you get there and you are feeling extremely bad, if you don't come through those doors in an ambulance, Nikki Carter said, give me my credit. Nikki Carter, you got credit, man. What more do you want? Ty says Atlanta shooting suspect in custody after hour-long manhunt. All right, Ty has validated Nikki Carter's breaking news announcement, so we trust you a little bit more, Nikki Carter, just a little bit. All right, so if you don't arrive to the emergency room via ambulance, then you are to some degree viewed as an individual who was able to be either transported or transport yourself. So there's that thing. James said patience, not pistols. Absolutely, James. I agree with you. Brother Sizemore said Nikki Carter is the bomb. She's on it. Come on, bruh. Brother Sizemore, why is you always extra with your accolades for Nikki Carter? You don't even know her like that. We don't even know if we can really trust her. She was right today. You talking about she always right. Come on, bruh. You trying a little extra hard tonight. Ty said the news report was just updated at 8:08. All right, great, Ty. You already gave her credit. Nikki Carter talking about, thank you, ma'am. BGM for the win. I don't even know what does the BGM stand for? I'm slow like that. Hold on. Brother Sizemore, if you can look on the screen, Nikki Carter done gave you three little fool faces with some heart eyes and 2 heart emojis saying thanks. Nikki Carter said BMG stand for Black Girl Magic. Is that like voodoo or something you practicing? Because I'm telling you, I don't get down with folks that be sprinkling with the magic. I roll with Jesus. What's with the magic? What's Black Girl Magic? Somebody tell me what that is. Because I don't play around like that. Matter of fact, we're going to ban Nikki Carter if we find out what Black Girl Magic means and she up here with voodoo dolls with us or something like that. We don't roll like that. Well, at least I don't think y'all do. What is Taya still doing? Taya, hold on, Taya. You can stop reporting the news now. She just said a high-level source with the Atlanta Police Department told CNN that according to Patterson's mother, the suspect was seeking new treatment after being dissatisfied with the care he was receiving from the Department of Veteran Affairs. Wow. Hold on. Me being a veteran, right? I don't even process that. He didn't like the service that he got at the VA hospital. So then he went to the regular hospital and then he was dissatisfied apparently with them. So he started shooting. Big Rod said the patients went to different hospitals because of their injuries. The lady that got shot in the face had to go to the trauma center at Grady. Okay. See, Do y'all see how Big Rod explains stuff? He removes all of the doubt from your mind. All right? Let me see what Nikki Carter talking about. Black girl magic is a positive affirmation for black women. Is that true, people? Or is some Louisiana back alley, Mississippi witchery that y'all out here with? Ty Matthews, hey, Miss Ty, how are you? Listen, I'm not giving y'all no shouts out. I'm not, listen, okay. All that being said, what I was trying to say before the witches of Eastwick started communicating with each other up here is that have some tolerance when you go to these emergency rooms. Everybody that's in there feels like, hey, I need to be seen right now. Nobody wakes up in the daytime, generally speaking, and says, I want to go to the emergency room, because it's never a short visit. So I need y'all, if you find yourselves in these situations, to be patient. The next thing is, where you get the gun from? Every time I go to the emergency room, you got to walk through this little machine thing. Matter of fact, they make you take everything out your pockets. How in the Sam Blazing Hills did this dude get a gun in the emergency room? I know you can't do that in North Carolina, because you take yourself down here to Vitamin, or what do they call it? Not ECU Medical. You go to ECU Medical and you try to go into the emergency room. They don't even play that. Let me see. Nikki Carter said, in what ER do they have scanners? I agree, Sinclair, but you know how long it took him to wait at the VA. Yeah, I know he was probably upset. But again, let's go back. First of all, Nikki Carter, in real hospitals, they got you gonna have, before you can even go in there, you got to go through the area, and they got security and they got metal detectors. I don't know what hospital you be going to, but you probably don't go to no hospital because you just was talking about witchery. Is that even a word? Taya, if you don't stop giving me news, I ask you to validate one thing. I am not going to read your news reports all night. This is the last one. According to CNN, including the shootings in Atlanta medical facility, there have been at least 190 mass shootings in the United States this year. According to Gun Violence Archive, which, like CNN, defines a mass shooting as one in which 4 or more people are shot. Outstanding. All right. Now, Johnny was the first one to point that out earlier this year. So 190 is a lot. We have not made it to to June yet. We are not 6 months in, and we done had 190 mass shootings, which indicate that with 4 or more people, that's almost 1,000 people that have been killed. All right. Nikki Carter said, leave Ty alone. She keeping us informed. Girl, if you don't go on about your business, take your witchcraft somewhere else. We ain't playing with you. Anyway, so the one that we were going to talk about before the brother down in Atlanta got all the airplay for his late afternoon activities is, it says several arrests have been made in connection with the capture of the male suspected of fatally shooting 5 people last week in a Texas home. Or Peso is accused of fatally shooting 5 people Friday after he was asked to stop firing his rifle outdoors near his neighbor's home. Wilson Garcia, whose wife and son were killed, and 2 others had asked him to shoot on the other side of his property because the gunfire was waking Garcia's baby, he told CNN. The suspect refused and soon unleashed gunfire into the home where Garcia's family was gathered. The massacre is among more than 180 mass shootings this year. Well, now we know it's up to 190. It says the victims have been identified as Sonia Argentina Guzman, her son Daniel Enrique Leso Guzman, Velasquez Alvarado, Molino Rivera and Jose Jonathan Cesar. Now, let's think about this, people. First and foremost, again, our thoughts, our prayers, our well wishes to those who have been impacted by these mass shootings. But let me tell y'all something. First, we exist in a period of time today where you have to be cognizant of what you say to people. Everybody is not playing today. Now, this family did nothing wrong. The one person simply asked, hey, can you shoot your rifle on the other side of your house? We got a baby in here asleep and it's waking them up. And that set this fool off, and he commences to kill 5 people, just shooting in the home at random. I say that to you because some of y'all out here playing all the time. Some of y'all don't care how much you push and prod. Everybody ain't playing. It's folks out here locked and loaded. Some of y'all think everything funny. I'm telling you, for your own safety and well-being, let's be thinking about what we say to people, because I don't never know what kind of day you done had. And you don't know what kind of day I done had. And I don't know what kind of day my neighbors have had. And you need to be thinking about these things before you approach. You know what the family should have did? Which there is no guarantee it wouldn't have turned out the same way in Texas, but they probably should have called the police. But them being Latino, maybe they were uncomfortable calling the police. Maybe because we've got this, we don't snitch in the minority communities. But we've got to say to ourselves, it is unsafe to keep playing with folks these days. It is unsafe to approach folks. And if y'all are any of them ones that's walking around here with that foolishness, thinking that you are so exempt from it, understand that there are some things in this world. Some people got mental disorders, as we saw from the gentleman who was dissatisfied with the service he was getting from VA and others. There are some like this dude and who was early on edge for some reason. Y'all sitting around here keep pressing folks, and y'all gonna find out that you have no way of knowing if today is the day that somebody tired of playing with y'all. So take a step back, let law enforcement do their job. For those of you who are putting yourselves in these situations where you think you got unlimited time and unlimited foolery, leave folks alone. I was just reading the other day where some dude confronted somebody who was out of bounds, out of pocket. Next thing you know, he done pulled out a gun and shot him. Oh, the legal beagle says she got to go. Well, Cassandra, we understand you got to go. We glad you was here. Best of luck. She's probably doing some homework or something, but we're glad you stopped in. Brother Sizemore said, no one is exempt. People are stressed and on edge to the limit, and everyone has a gun. Absolutely. You do not know how much pressure people are under. And if you are some of the ones that think it's cute and you think you keep applying pressure, these people are showing y'all 190 mass shootings is where we're at today, just this year. In the first 4 months and a couple of days, 190. Understand what that means, people. It is 180 days is 6 months. So you have had 190 shootings in a little bit more than 120 days. That ain't nothing to play with. Hold on. Ty talking about, according to CNN, the initial call on Texas shooting, this was somebody firing a gun in the yard. That's not at the point. It wasn't an attack. First of all, I don't care what they just got through talking about. I'm telling you what I read both from the New York Times and from Texas and CNN and earlier. They said this shooting, I quote, he is accused of fatally shooting 5 people Friday after he was asked to stop firing his rifle outdoors near his neighbor's home. Wilson Garcia, whose wife and son were killed and 2 others, had asked this dude to shoot to the other side of his property because the gunfire was waking his Garcia's baby, he told CNN. So Taya, don't tell me anything else that CNN said about this Texas shooting. This dude, Wilson Garcia, told CNN himself. He didn't have to guess about it. He knows because he's the one that asked the gentleman to shoot on the other side. This was not an accident. Wilson Garcia said he himself asked his neighbor to stop firing the gun on this side to shoot on the other side because it was waking his baby. So I'm just trying to tell you, you ain't got to post up nothing else. I'm telling you what this right here came straight from the news. Wilson Garcia knows whether or not he went next door and asked the man to stop shooting. All right. Hold on, Nikki Carter, what you say? How do you know my source is credible? Well, first of all, Nikki Carter, if you don't leave me alone, let me go back here because I don't even want to get to fight. James says, sometimes mind your business. Hey, and I totally agree. You know what? It's like this. Some people put themselves in the middle of your business. And half the people that get killed is because they in somebody else's business. Now, for those people that feel like it's okay to pressure and to taunt, or if you feel like here's what I would tell people. If you feel like you bold enough to keep testing whether or not somebody is capable or willing of pulling the trigger or doing something like that, then I don't want to hear nobody at no funerals with no slow music playing and all that. Because sometimes you need to leave folks alone. Sometimes you get what you ask for. Not in this particular case, but I do believe that Mr. Garcia probably would have been better served calling the police. Now, that does not mean that if he had called the police and they went and asked him to stop as soon as the police had left, he wouldn't have did the same thing, but I digress. But sometimes at least try to get law enforcement to do their job. Robin Williams, what's going on? Glad to see you as always. Hope the family's doing well. James said he was outside firing rounds, call the popo. I agree, James. And not because you shouldn't be able to communicate with your neighbor. As we've said, you just don't know what they're capable of. All right? That's just keeping it a stat. All right, let me skip to something else because, you know, some of y'all to make a brother snap. And I ain't trying to snap because I got those pistols as well. Oh, yeah, look at there right there. Y'all know who that is? That's the shepherd. That's my armor bearer. She keep them wolves off my back. As the shepherd said, y'all be messing with me. She beat and got her pistol out. She don't play like that. Good afternoon. Glad to see you as always. All right. Oh, I know what I was going to talk to y'all about. Now, this is crazy, people. I was doing some research for for work today, right? And part of the research required me to give some updated information about poverty in the state of North Carolina. So as I was doing it and doing my due diligence, as always, I went out to the Department of, HHS, right? Health and Human Services. And they put out each year what is known as poverty guidelines. And I was so baffled by what I read that I had to introduce this subject matter tonight because I need you, regardless to if you're white, black, Asian, Latino, Native American, you need to understand that there is a glitch, a fundamental social glitch in how America views us. And here's why. And I will post this link up so y'all can go find it for yourselves, because you know how some of y'all do. Some of y'all, like Nikki Carter, might got bad facts or don't trust something. But this is where it got me. Listen to this, people. It says the 2023 poverty guidelines for the 48 contiguous states and the District of Columbia. You are considered to be living in poverty if you have a household. If you got one person in your household, they don't consider you to be in poverty unless you make $14,580 or less. If it's only one of you and you make $14,581, they say you're not in poverty. How can a human being live on $14,000? That's almost your rent, even in a small place. You certainly can't have rent and a vehicle. $14,000. If it's only you by yourself, they say if you make $14,580 or less, that you are considered to be in poverty. $14,581 or more with one person, they say you ain't in poverty. That can't be, that don't make sense. If it's two people in your household, maybe you and maybe you and your girl, they said two people in the household, if you make $19,720 a year, $19,720 a year or less with two people, you're in poverty. But if you make $19,721 with two people living in the house, they say you're not in poverty. Can two people live off less than $20,000 a year? If it's three people, and it don't matter how you get your three. It could be a mother and two kids. It could be a mother, a father, and one kid. If you got three people living in a house and you make $24,860 or less, they say you're in poverty. I say that's rent. That's rent not including utilities or food or a phone to communicate with your job. James said not even one. Now think about it. It's saying if you got three people living in one house and the total, everything I'm telling you is household income, $24,860 or less, you are considered to be in poverty. 8 times 3 is 24. That means that's a little bit over $8,000 for the year per person. But if you make $24,861, they say the three of y'all ain't in poverty. They tripping, ain't they? Big Rod said that costs more than that to keep you in jail. No, they can't without some subsidies. Absolutely. All right. Here's the number. If you are a household that has 4 people in it, it could be a single mother with 3 kids. It could be a mother and a father with 2 kids. If you got 4 people living in your house, the threshold is $30,000 or less. If you make $30,000 or less, they say you're in poverty. If you make $30,001, they say you ain't in poverty. Can a family of 4, a household of 4, can they live off 30 grand? I'm just asking. I feel some kind of way. That's just me, though. Let's go to the next one. If you got 5 people in your house, it can be a single mother with 4 kids, or it can be a mother and a father with 3 kids. 5 people in a house. You can live off $35,140 is where they say, or less, they say you're in poverty. But if you make $35,141, they say you're not in poverty. James said, I guess not if you have Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps, SNAP, and child support. No, James, child support counts to your income. So you can't use child support because child support will put you past the poverty level. Ty said those subsidies are not easy to get. Brother Sizemore said a bag of groceries is $50. And I don't know, yeah, and that, well, you know what? You might make some spaghetti. I don't even know why I said that. Let's move forward. I ain't talking about spaghetti tonight. Ty said not a bag for her, it won't. All right, check this out. If you got 6 people in your house, there can be a single mother with 5 kids or a mother and a father with 4 kids. 6 people in your household, they say $40,280 or less is poverty. But if you make $40,281, you are not considered to be in poverty. I'm just saying. James said, you'd be surprised. You might say, yes, you can, but you won't have a car, furniture, or anything else. Let's go to the next one. Now, we getting to a point where we probably shouldn't be, this shouldn't be the case, but we're going to call it because they got it up there. If you're a household with 7 people, 7 people can be a single mother with 6 kids, and if that's the case, we're going to call her something, else at another time. It can be a mother and a father with 5 kids. It can be a mother and a father taking care of a grandparent with 4 kids. But if you got 7 people in your household, they say y'all 7, if you got $45,420 or less coming in, you're in poverty. But if you make $45,421 with 7 people, they say you ain't in poverty. Think about that. Does anybody believe that 7 people can live off $45,420? I'm ashamed. Big Rod said, ask congressmen to live off these so-called budgets. Hey, I agree. James said, that don't add up if the minimum wage is $6.50 an hour. Hey, I'm just telling you, it is amazing. And finally, they're saying, if you are a household with 8 individuals, that can be a mother, a father taking care of a grandparent, and 5 kids. They said if you make $50,560, you are considered to be in poverty. But if you make $50,561 in that household, y'all all right. Y'all ain't in poverty. Then it got some little clause down here saying for family households with more than 8 people, add $5,140 for each additional person. If you got a household with more than 8 people, you need to start thinking about, you probably should have been thought about tubes tied and everything else. I'm just telling you. Now, I said all that to y'all, but I want you to consider this. I looked up, what is the definition of poverty? The definition of poverty is the state of being extremely poor. So now we got to figure out that. Andy Moore said, where do they come up with these numbers? I don't know. They got some little metrics that they use. But I will say this, people. When you look up the definition of poverty and it says the state of being extremely poor, I don't know how they say you're not extremely poor if you got less than $10,000 a year for each individual who lives in your house. I don't know how they don't consider that to be poverty. I don't know how they don't consider it to be extremely poor. It's amazing though. And I wanted you all to understand that because, one, when you want to know how do they come up with these things? Let me see what James talking about. James said anything under minimum wage is extremely poor. James, I kind of concur with you, because it's my belief that that's the reason why they made all the arguments about taking minimum wage up to double-digit numbers, was because they made the determination that it is difficult for an individual to live off less than this particular number. Ty said, for a low-cost budget for a family of 4, you can plan on spending $241.70 a week, or about $1,047 a month. On what, Taya? What are you buying for $241 a week for a family of 4? I'm baffled by that. I know I told you to stop bringing me stuff, but since you put that out there, I need to know what you're talking about. Oh, you talking about food only? I was about to say, because I know you cannot tell me that a family of 4 can live off $241.70 in total living expenses, because that wouldn't be the case. James said that's extremely poor. Absolutely. Big Rod said groceries. Yeah, you're right. Okay, I'm with y'all on the grocery thing. James said he'll blow $250 cooking one of them elaborate, extravagant little meals he be doing. Because y'all know James be cooking. He be cooking like faux meats and vegetables and all kind of stuff. Hold on now. Ty's bringing facts. Girl, Nikki Carter, if you don't shut up, you don't know that that's facts. It seems appropriate. Ty, where'd you get them facts about the $241.70? Look at here, people. We got Mimmy Mims, a.k.a. the Mimster, a.k.a. Mr. I'll be in your refrigerator while you doing work for the company himself. Mimmy Mims talking about noodles. Now, first of all, let me tell y'all something. Mims done already let it be known that for him, he ain't worried about how much the government say he gonna get, because he ain't gonna be hungry because he eating at work. He eating your food, his food. Man, look, Mimmy Mim said that's probably why he ain't really want to get in this conversation. Brother Sizemore said ramen noodles is a staple with that income. Absolutely. Ty said moneyusnews.com saving and budgeting article. How much should I spend on groceries? Oh, you asking them how much should you spend? Well, let me ask you this question, James Key. You do it all the time? James said, not me. Let me say something to you all. Do we find it difficult to accept the philosophy if 240, matter of fact, I'll say this. I bet you $241 that Taya told us about that came from Newsweek or Money US News. I bet they're associating that with a certain type of home. They ain't talking about healthy eating. They ain't talking, because look, we all know them fresh vegetables cost a little extra. We all know that organic costs a little extra. Yeah, if you talking about getting you some noodles and you talking about getting you some cheaper cuts, the ham hocks, the pork bellies, although I do enjoy a good ham hock and pork belly, I'm just saying to you, when you talk about $241 a week, I bet you most of our Anglo-Saxon compadres, they wouldn't be able to do it, because health and fitness and eating right, you ain't gonna really do that off $200. Not for 4 people. Come on now. Mimmy Man said he gonna make it work. I know you is. You're gonna make it to work, and then you're gonna eat everybody's food at work. So when you get home, you good. James Key said, James Key, anything citizens say about me, you agree with. Hey, look, no, James just is very observant and articulate. And Nikki, you do tend to say a bunch of stuff that don't make absolutely no sense. I'm just saying. Let's keep it a stack. Ty said, I didn't say it was doable. That's just what was reported. Girl, go on with that. Hey, look here. I want y'all to think about that, though, because the government, matter of fact, I remember, hold on, what Ty you talking about? My son spent more than that for a family of 3. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you wholeheartedly. It is difficult to imagine that 4 people can live off with the price of groceries today. It is difficult to believe that you can eat healthy with 4 people on $240 a week, 3 meals a day. That's a little bit difficult for me to believe. Mimi Mims said, I'm not going to be hungry in the richest country in the world. Yo, Mimi Mims done justified his food thievery. He said, there's no way in the world he gonna let his stomach be touching his rib cages while y'all in here with all them almost overnight bags full of groceries y'all be stuffing in the refrigerator at work. Nikki Carter said she spent that on herself. Them staged from the 70s, absolutely. Big Rod said processed foods are cheap, but your health is at risk. Absolutely. Mimi Mims said not at all. Look, Mimi Mims done told y'all some facts now. Mims said before he go home hungry in the richest country in the world, he will go in there and make him fresh sandwiches with your lunch. He'll go to the microwave and heat up your ribs. He'll go to the microwave and heat up your pasta. He'll go to the microwave and get your leftover Olive Garden and devour it and do a full day's work. Because he said this is the richest country in the world. He's not with that. Mimi Mims said Walmart is wide open in 24 hours. Look, Mimi Mims, we do not want you out there confiscating things that you do not have the revenue for. They call that thievery, stealing, if you will. If you're going to steal, Mims, while we don't condone it, keep it to the workplace, because ain't nobody, you ain't going to jail for that. You get out there and get to participating in removing some of the groceries from Walmart, you're going to have a problem. That right there. Mimi Mims, hey, look, y'all, we're going to start taking up a GoFundMe page for Mimi Mims. We don't want Mimi Mims around there stealing from Walmart because he want that nourishment. Brother Simon said, you can go hunt for your food. We got them guns. Hey, look, some of y'all don't know nothing about that. I get me a deer, a rabbit, a raccoon. Hey, I'm about that wildlife activity. Please believe that. But you know, some of y'all are a little too sedity for that. Those of y'all that always talking about what you won't eat, I ain't gonna eat none of that. Oh, that's nasty. I'm not gonna eat none of that, whatever. Mims gonna get locked up. Yeah, I believe you on that one, Nikki Carter. Yeah, I gotta say, I believe Mimi Mims is destined for them silver bracelets. Nikki Carter said, I'm gonna catch fish with the crew, Brother Sizemore. I don't know what crew you think you're going fishing with, but I've already told you, Nikki Carter, you're not going to be a part of the fishing crew. You have no skill set. We have no patience. When you go fishing, fishing is for you to release the stress and energy and enjoy yourself out there. We're not going to turn this into some negative activity. So unless you're going to get the witches of Eastwick and go on a fishing, matter of fact, y'all probably make y'all own fish. I'm just saying. Squirrel too, yeah, absolutely, Ty. I get down with the squirrel. I put him on the grill, let it do what it do. Mim say he'll go in there talking about he thought it was his. Catfish, everybody, that's how I get down. Ty message, we can catch them too. First of all, Ty ain't never caught a fish in her life. And Nikki Carter, I would doubt that you have too. So stop all this lying and foolishness. Tell him one more time, James. James said, we don't fish with nothing called black girl magic. You better believe it. We ain't taking no black magic, voodoo magic. We taking Jesus with us when we go to get ours. And so all the witches of Eastwick and any place else, will y'all be hovering over? Because I done heard there's some witches out here for real. I ain't messing with none of y'all. And you certainly ain't going to hang out with none of us when we go fishing. We don't get down like that. You talking about where Jay Dizzle at? Jay Dizzle said he ain't getting involved in none of this ignorant conversation. Look, people, I got to get off the air because I got to go and do some things. I'm supposed to be taking my walk, man. I ain't getting my walk in today. So I'm trying to contemplate, do I want to go walking at 9 at night? Might be a little dangerous out here with these mass shootings. But anyway, people, look, I appreciate y'all came through. Remember Mim said, Bama style. Look, we out, people. I got to go. Love y'all. Keep it real. Keep it host.
It's about that time, baby, baby. Oh, yeah.